Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is Mace, and we have another video, web exclusive, how a German home maximizes energy efficiency. Ask this old house. Let's check it out. Energy efficiency, technology, engineering. It's all right up Germany's alley in terms of technological innovation to make things more efficient within homes and make energy last longer and preserve and innovate. All of it's right there. Let's check it out.
All right, Kevin, so this is a typical German house. It's about 1,800 square feet. You know, U.S. is going to be about 25 to 2,700 average.
Okay.
25 to 2,700 average in the States? Holy smokes. My place is about 1,200 square feet. 25 to 2,700 square feet? Oh my God. I wonder how many square feet my parents' house is. Yeah, I guess it's about 2,000, but he said this is 1,800. Still pretty
You
big.
feel the scale being a little bit smaller, but it's got everything you need.
Almost a third smaller.
Kitchen's right here.
Oh, wow. A small kitchen, right?
Beautiful.
It's sort of an apartment kitchen almost.
This has got everything you need in a nice compact space. Here in the living room, you can see how a typical German house is heated. There's a boiler somewhere in the building that heats water, and then the water is delivered to either radiators like this or radiant floor heating.
Right, so different looking radiators than we're used to seeing.
Right. I mean, these radiators come in every size and shape. And water is really the ultimate transfer medium. If we heat water, we can now move it anywhere we want through the building. We can zone like crazy, and it's very comfortable delivering heat to a building.
So on a lot of projects that we work on, we do use radiators. But in general, the United States, don't we typically use forced hot air to heat the homes?
Right. I think that's a question of where we are. Germany is at a latitude which is north of almost anywhere in the United States, a little below Alaska, but in general, it's a northern climate. So it's principally heating.
Right.
United States, we have a lot of places that need cooling predominantly, and so that drives the decision to use ducted systems for air conditioning. Once you have ducts for air conditioning, you can do heating as well, and it sort of becomes more convenient.
Got it.
And the numbers are really dramatic. 99% of the houses in Germany use radiators. 93% of the houses in the United States use forced hot air ducted systems.
Wow.
So different climates calls for different systems. Our house here, we don't have an air conditioner. If we need heating in the winter, it's electric baseboard heating, which is not the most efficient, and it can get pricey if you use it a lot. I always try to tell my wife, like, we don't need to use it. Just put on a hoodie, put on some sweatpants. Oh, you're cold? Put on another hoodie. And I'm typically a warm person most of the time. Like, my baseline is too hot. Like, if I'm on a bus, like a public transit bus or an airplane, anything like that, like an enclosed space that doesn't have very good air circulation, I'm going to be sweating bullets. And we don't have air conditioning in the summer. We do use just a simple fan, but just one fan. And luckily, our place is shaded in the hottest parts of the days. So, yeah, it stays pretty cool.
A huge difference.
It's crazy. So that's how they heat the building, but also you got to think about trying to keep the heat that you make inside the building.
Yes.
This is a typical German house, but there's glass. Now, glass is usually a huge liability. Look at the difference here.
A huge liability because this is a great place to lose the heat through
That's
glass.
right. So feel this. This thing, it's heavy. It's triple pane glass, triple. Okay, and it closes tight as anything.
Yep, and very smooth operation right here.
And if that's
Triple
not
pane.
enough, you can close that, and you can also do this. Now, these are roll shades. Now, roll shades can drop down, so now once they close, they can provide an air gap like a storm window in the winter.
So at night these would come down to keep the heat in the house?
Absolutely. Now, you also can use them for solar gain in the summer, so that it'll knock down the solar gain that comes in.
So when I see these back in the U.S., I typically think of them as storm shutters, but here it's about energy efficiency?
Right, it's energy efficiency, but it's also a cultural difference. People like to close these at night to sort of keep their place private.
Okay.
And look at this, Kevin. Here's the cross section of the outside of the house. You've got concrete block right here that's insulated, and then outboard of that, you've got an additional 5 inches of insulation.
That's wrapped all the way around the house?
That's right. They want to keep the heat inside the building that they paid for.
Those solar panels and, wow.
So in a German house, it's really about the size of the building. It's about how you deliver heat to the building. It's keeping the heat that you've paid for inside the building. And finally, it's about its efficiency and maintaining that high efficiency over time. If I do a system in the United States, it can go in perfectly efficient, but if it's not maintained, it can drop off over time.
So if I don't change my filters, if I don't clean the furnace or the boiler, that efficiency goes down year after year.
Right. Well, German government does not want that to happen. So what they do is they send an inspector to every single house in every single town once a year.
Really?
And that inspector is the chimney sweep.
And so what is he doing? Is he literally cleaning the chimneys?
He does an efficiency test and an emissions test. If it's not up to a certain standard, it gets turned off. It has to be repaired or replaced immediately. And look at the neighbor's house right here. You can see there's a ladder built right in to allow that chimney sweep to go up to the roof to check it and make sure everything's okay.
So built into the roof because they know he's coming every year?
Every single year. Oh. Now, the other thing that's different in Germany is a thing called the Energy Pass. It's really a report card on every single building in the country.
It's a report card.
A history of how much energy is used by that building. Now, you might not think it's important, but it will come into play if you ever sell the building or if you're trying to rent an apartment. It would index what you'd pay for rent or what you might get for the building when you sell it.
So the value of my house can be determined in part by how efficient it is.
That's right. And what it does, it really invites people.
That's actually really interesting. The value of the house is significantly affected by the efficiency of the heating and whatnot, because that is a big thing, like how much you're paying for heat, how much you're paying for water, how much you're paying for all these things, right?
To invest in their building to make it more energy efficient.
So it is really a cultural thing.
Right. It's a mindset.
Huh. It was kind of an interesting produced video. It's like these American guys analyzing the efficiencies of this German home and just the cultural differences between the states and Germans in general for how they treat energy efficiency from the government to the actual homeowners. So pretty cool that the government actually is involved with making sure that the heating is efficient. They're sending inspectors yearly to check and ensure that they're efficient. If they're not up to certain standards, they have to be replaced, or they're turned off and have to be replaced immediately to make sure that not a ton of energy is being wasted. Cool. And they also have I kind of want to go into the solar panels now to see how effective they are, how efficient they are, how cost effective they are, etc., etc. Cool. All right. We'll see you all in the next one. Tschüss. Auf Wiedersehen. Bye.